time, weather, and always glass.
Breath control and bad decisions. It's our game. With Gen X and Salty J, we'll shout it loud. A celebration of life. Come join the crowd.
Before GPS, before group chats, and before parents tracked your location like you were a missing Amazon package, there was a time when groups of kids could find a pirate map, leave the house, almost die, and nobody noticed until dinner. And that's what this story is about. So, if you grew up Gen X, The Goonies was not just a movie, it was a lifestyle, it was zero adult supervision, and questionable decision making skills. I'm Salty J, and we have here,
I'm Gen X.
and we're gonna talk about the Goonies today.
Mhm. Can you imagine today just being like, "I found this pirate map. I believe that this treasure exists somewhere. Let's go looking for it. Also, I might lose my house by the end of the day."
Well, like in the Disney films, it's always a parent that dies, so why not have a movie where it's a family film about foreclosure, displacement, and emotional damage, but
Yeah.
let's have a good time with it.
But have fun with it. Have fun with it, kids. Every single time it's weird because I am really claustrophobic, so every time I think about exploring caves and underground stuff, I'm like, "Ugh." And I think back, I'm like, "If I were a kid and I found this map, I'd be like, well, you all have fun. Let me know what you find.'"
Oh, I think I would have gone.
You would have gone. You would have been like, "Yeah, let's go."
I don't know which character I relate to the most. Probably, I don't know, maybe
I
Chunk.
don't know. No, because you're not a walking bag of anxiety. Um,
No, no.
no, they were
I
all
don't think
kinda just
Mikey.
no, and you weren't
Probably
certainly it
Mel.
you know what? I would almost say the older brother just because you were like, "I have my own aerobic studio," and I'm like, you're
Probably.
you would probably be going around recruiting people. "Come on, I found this. I didn't just write this up myself. I found this map. This clearly exists. Let's go into these caves underground. Come on, you're coming." I think so if I had to classify you,
Yeah.
that's where I put you. I don't really fit in anybody because I'm not like Data, I'm not smart. I'm not like, "I can make this I'm not that.
I mean, did you see how his inventions worked out, though?
Yeah, but I
I
couldn't even
love
get
Data.
them. I couldn't even, like, make them a workable thing to that could fall apart, you know? Like, I feel like I don't know what it's like
Yeah,
the
so
it's like the Family Guy episode, okay, it's an older one from one of the very first initial seasons, and Peter is writing to MacGyver, and he's got, like, a straw, a paperclip, and a rubber band, and as he's putting it together, like, he shoots the rubber band in his own eye. Like, that's me. That's me. That's what I would do.
I really like the different personalities, and
Yeah.
I think I always kinda like misfits, and I feel like everybody, like, kinda is a misfit in this movie, but they all come together and they're amazing, and
Yeah.
I think
I
I'm just attracted to people that are different and love themselves for being different.
They're underdogs. They're the underdogs.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
I have the older people always boss us around, and I got an older brother who's supposed to be like this, and, you know, we found this, we're gonna go on this amazing treasure hunt together.
Let's talk about the main characters just briefly, just to
Okay.
refresh people if they haven't watched it in a while.
Okay.
Mikey, he was the motivational speaker and nobody was asking for it, but he was giving the TED Talks in all of the caves.
Yeah, for sure.
And then you said Brand for me, huh? He was the older brother who his only job was to supervise and he failed.
Right. That would be you. You'd be like, "I'm gathering all these kids together, I'm in charge, I'm the boss," and then you're immediately like, "Let's go do something really fucking dangerous."
Yeah,
And that's why
yeah.
that's why as a supervisor, you're not good. You wanna be in charge. You're like, "I'm totally in charge of all these kids. You're all gonna listen to what I say. Hey, let's go play with dynamite. That'll be fun."
Let's see how many we can put together at once.
Exactly.
That's me with fireworks. There's some stories. Yeah. Chunk, I know he's, like, constant anxiety, but I love him for the
Yeah.
truffle shuffle. That's, like, probably my favorite part of the whole movie.
Yeah. I mean, that's what he's known for, right? And being brutally honest, but yeah.
Yeah, and how he broke the statue and was trying to glue the little penis back on.
Also, I broke your statue. I think you know what's funny is I think the actor who played him is an attorney now, and I wanna say he's an entertainment lawyer. I don't know if I'm correct, I did not Google it, but I remember, I was listening to a radio show years ago, and they were talking to him, and I think he is an entertainment lawyer, I think.
That's c that's
Yeah.
cool. I know, we should, like, look up people. Where are they now?
I know where
Yeah.
Sloth is, unfortunately, but
Did he pass? I didn't know
yeah,
that.
the actor who played him died.
I
I
didn't
can't
know
think of that.
that.
I can't think of his name. I could probably Google it and get that real quick.
I love how he was, like, terrifying, and then within 10 minutes, they all loved him.
Yeah, when you first see him, you're like, "What in the hell? This is a kid's movie."
But, "Hey, you guys." Yeah, and then, of course, Mouth, I loved him. He was a little shithead.
He
And
was,
then
he was a shithead.
yeah, and then Data just, he just needed better batteries. Otherwise, all his stuff probably would have done better.
You think so?
I don't know. I think he was never meant to. I don't know. I just know he always had dying batteries. I would like to think he would do better.
I feel like batteries weren't, they didn't last as long as they do today. Has there been some witchcraft in there since
They are lasting better, or we
Yeah,
can test them now, or
yeah,
there's rechargeable
I
ones.
have a battery tester that I keep in the one drawer. I'm like, "I gotta see if this work." Yeah, I'm that age. So, yeah, the guy who played Chunk, died in 1989.
Uh,
I knew he
I
was a
didn't know
football
that.
player. I think he was a linebacker.
You
Matuzak
mean
was his
Sloth?
name. Yeah. Did I say Chunk?
Yeah.
I thought
I was like,
oh,
"No,
I
he
sorry,
didn't
no, I meant
die."
Sloth.
Yeah,
Sloth, I meant Sloth. The actor who played Sloth
yeah.
died in 1989, yeah. So, that's the only
Listen, I
one I
say the
know.
wrong names for everything, so
I
don't feel
know,
bad
I
because
know,
that's a Julie move.
and
I'm rubbing off on you. Did you ever feel like you went on adventures like these kids?
I feel like probably, but not to that extent. Like, you made up your adventures. You made things up like, "We're gonna go do this," but you're really just in your backyard. Like, our backyard was really wooded,
Yeah.
so we could do that. We're gonna pretend that this is this, and this is our adventure day. You can't go past here because then this means that, and, like, we would make up stories, and we would make up those kind of adventures, but, I lived in the suburbs. I didn't have an we weren't there wasn't adventuring places to really go.
Oh. We did a lot of stuff like this, like, Trisha, the one that I told you was a bad influence, I don't mean that in a bad way, she was actually kinda wholesome, but she would tell us, like, "Hey, let's go get candy at the convenience store." We'd ride our bikes, like, 3 miles in a not safe area, or
Yeah.
she would say, "Hey, let's get bags of blackberries and sell them to neighbors." So we would take a wagon, go down to this area that had all these snakes, pick blackberries, and then go knock on people's doors, like, 10 bucks for a bag of blackberries, and, like, I don't
Did
know.
did you
She
s
was
did you
smart. Yeah, hell yeah, we did.
Oh, alright. I mean,
Yeah.
10 bucks seems high, but what the hell do I know?
Well, we went through, like, thorns and snake-infested areas to get them, so people
Yeah.
probably felt bad. And,
Yeah,
we'd
that's
show up
true
with a
that's true.
wagon.
You're showing up with, like, snake bites and shit.
Or when I lived
"Please
in
buy these
Texas, we would
blackberries before the venom kicks in."
by the way, call 911. No. Yeah, and then when I lived in Texas, we would go to these creeks and through all these woods and stuff, and we would catch crawfish, and we would go ask my mom to cook them, and she never would. Like, she was like, "I'm not bringing those in the house. I'm not
Yeah.
cooking those." So,
We didn't get to do stuff like that just because of, where I lived, where I was from. It was more of a,
yeah.
I lived in the burbs, but so because we didn't have those places to go, we would make up our own. So we would, create adventures, and we'd create like little like we'd make costumes like we were little putting on little plays. We were just like, well, we need to have this, and so we'd make shit like we were little theater directors just pumping out, crap to wear and be like, no, that like you get a colander, that's your helmet, and you get, you find stuff you can use, and this is that. Well, this is a sword and this is that. Venturing because you had trees you could hide behind, and we had a creek that kind of ran between our yard and the next door neighbor, and so you could go down to that creek. So like we could do that. And I remember like my yard was always we always had a lot of snakes just because of the way our my yard was. So I remember we were doing my friend and I were doing something one day. We're outside playing, and I remember I just kind of looked up and I saw a big black snake coming down a tree. He's just head first down the tree, and we were playing by that tree, and I was like, "That's not cool. I gotta go get an adult." So we always had snake. We always had some kind of snake in our, garter snakes, black snakes, pilot snakes. Nothing. No, I don't remember having any dangerous types of snakes. But when you're a kid and you see a giant black snake slithering down a tree, you're like, "Holy shit! I gotta leave right now."
Found a snake in our pool skimmer, and I picked it up and I took it in the house to show my dad because I was so excited about it. It was really colorful, and he was like, "What the fuck?" And he grabs a pillowcase and he's like, "Drop it carefully into the pillowcase." And I guess he thought it was a coral snake. I forget how it
Was
is, but it's like red before
It was a
yellow.
king it was a king snake, right? Yeah, it's that whole I always get
Yeah,
them backwards, so I'm like, "Wait, yellow is it yellow on black, friended Jack, red on yellow, poisonous fellow? Which one is it?" Like, I know that
yeah.
I would be in that position where I would see that snake and go, "Ah, which one is it?"
Yeah,
And
so
I'd
my
get it
dad
wrong.
was, like, flipping out, and I was like, "Look what I found, it's so pretty." And we ended up taking it to a pet store and selling it to him, which was kinda cool because then
Oh,
we got money and
so it was a little it was the king snake then, yeah,
yeah, but
right?
I was kinda mad, I think he kept all the money, I don't think I got any, and I'm the one that caught it, but
A lesson learned.
it was always like that with my dad.
And
He'd
that's
be
how we
like,
learn our
"I'm better
lessons.
than the bank."
If you're gonna bring me this snake in the house, I'm gonna take it out to the pet store and sell it, and god damn it, I'm keeping the money.
Dude, yeah. I remember that was one of the few
You might
times I
you
really
might
saw
as
my
well
dad
learn how
terrified.
labor works right now, youngster. You do
I
all the work,
Yeah, he
I
taught
get all
me.
the money.
Yeah, so, with this movie, obviously, there was, like, booby traps and skeletons and criminals chasing children. I never had anything that
And
dramatic.
kidnapping them. And, like,
Yeah,
kidnapping
yeah,
them.
yeah. The
What?
whole family's bonding by, like, armed robbery and chasing kids through tunnels. That was a really
Yeah,
fucked up family.
yeah. Well, it was the Fratelli family, alright? So, let's why don't you just be a little quiet about that? Let's just hush, hush.
Oh, you had a little bit of good accent with that too, I like it. Yeah.
To be
This
fair,
is one of my favorite
we did not chase minors through tunnels,
uh, well, that's no fun.
as far
No, I'm
as
just
I'm
kidding.
aware.
Yeah, that you know of.
As far as I'm aware that I know of, right?
I think Goonies was one of my all-time favorite movies growing up. I think I like Stand By Me a little bit better,
Yeah.
but this one, it was all about friendship and loyalty and sticking together, so it was
Yeah, I
good.
mean, it's similar it's on par with Stand By Me, it's just a little bit I'd say it's more funny. It's more of an
Yeah,
adventure, it's
less
the Stand By Me
serious.
was an adventure bond type of thing, or a trauma bond type of movie, and The Goonies was just friends going out, they found a pirate map, and as kids do, they, they're gonna follow it. I found a pirate map. This is a treasure map. It's going somewhere. Let's go find it. It'll be fun. Even if it goes nowhere, we'll have an adventure and it'll be fun. But then, like I said,
Yeah.
you lose me as soon as you're starting to go underground and in caves. I'm like, I'm out. I'll be up here
Yeah,
having a nice soda.
I definitely don't wanna, like, rock climb or anything like that either. I agree,
See, now that
so
I've actually done that.
oh, I've done, like, a rock wall, if that counts,
Yeah.
but not, like, actual rock climbing. That doesn't
Yeah.
sound
I've
fun because of the fall.
well,
You've done,
you're
like
on. No, you're connected. You don't do it freely. You're connected. You've got somebody on belay at the bottom, and then you've got somebody at the top who's placing everything, and then you're yeah. I mean, it's not easy. It's fun once you get up to the top and it's rewarding, and then you get to rappel down. That's the fun part, is the
the
rappelling down.
rappelling?
I have gotten on in places where I have struggled mightily and been like, "I never want to do this again," and I haven't done it in 30 years, and I'm okay. I did it for a couple years, and I'm like, "Ooh, got that out of my system. I'm done." But, that I did do that, but I wasn't in a cave, so it was okay.
I won't do, like, cave diving, like, I've done lots of diving, but no cave diving.
Mm-mm, don't do that. That's
Anything where
dangerous.
I could fall on rocks just does not sound appealing, and I've seen too many
No,
movies.
I've seen there's plenty of YouTube videos about that kind of shit.
Yeah. I love,
So
like, the
yeah,
hiking, skiing, all that, but yeah,
I
no.
don't
I don't think
like
I'm a
I don't
I
like
don't think
hiking.
I'm an adrenaline junkie.
I no, I'm not. I'm outdoorsy, and then I like to sit on patios and drink and judge people.
Did you have any, like, favorite parts of the movie? Like, is there anything that stands out to you?
Um, it's kind of funny. Like they go in and they find Sloth, right? And he looks terrifying and he's scary. But then they get to be really good friends with him, and then one dude's like, "Hey, you want to come live with us?" And his parents are like, "Yeah, that's cool." I mean, it's just
I think that
that's
was, like,
you
our
don't
generation, though.
you don't really expect that at the end. You don't really think like, "Oh, he's gonna like," and that the parents were totally fine with it. "Oh, you met this hideous looking stranger in a cave? Sure, he can live with us. Come on in."
We kinda had the house where we took everybody in, so I think my parents would have been like, "Bring 'em."
I know. I feel like
Yes,
your
not
parents would have drawn the line at hideous looking creature found beneath a cave.
I mean, you didn't see some of my friends they let stay.
Okay, that's a good point, but
I'm just kidding, I'm
nevertheless,
just kidding.
I mean, and I like that it was all. I mean, they really did find treasure too. It was
Yeah,
the underdogs came together. Everybody made fun of them. Nobody listened to them. Nobody believed them, and they found treasure. They banded together and they found treasure
yeah, yep.
with no helmets, no safety precautions, just raw dogging it in a cave.
I think though, I mean, the movie to me isn't really about them finding the treasure though. It's like they're trying to hold on to the moment where they're at with all of each other, and it's almost like a metaphor of growing up. They're trying to all stick together in the neighborhood
Yeah.
and make it
Oh,
work,
for sure. And I think that every I think every generation goes through that, but I think that we've all had that moment where it's like this is just a really good group of friends and let's have this adventure together and something we'll always remember
Yeah.
before shit hits the fan or before, it's kind of like in American Graffiti, they all have that one night out before everybody's lives change forever. I mean, they're considerably older, but you get my point.
Yeah, but it's the same premise.
If you find a map in your attic, who do you tell?
My friends, I would not
Yeah.
tell an adult.
Do you run to an adult and be like, "I found this in the attic. What do you think this is?" Because 'Cause they're gonna be like, "That's nothing," and they're gonna throw it away, and there goes your fun.
Yeah. I don't know. My dad used to take us we went treasure hunting one time. We went to visit my aunt in Texas, and there was all this new construction, and we went in all these ditches and found, like, washers and nuts and screws and stuff and collected them as
Yeah.
treasure. And she
Well,
was
yeah,
so mad because we got
but that's what
home and we were,
that's
like,
what you do.
covered in mud. But my dad actually went on the hunt with us, so I don't
He might
know.
have been like, "You kids need a leader." And also,
Yeah,
if you find the treasure, I'm gonna keep it for myself.
at least 90%. Yeah, that's
This is my
I
cut,
feel like you
kids.
I feel like you knew my dad.
I mean, I'm Italian, so, it's kinda the same how we do it. "Oh, you found that? Alright, well, 50% of that's gonna be my cut, and then he'll take 20%, and then that'll leave you with, as you start splitting out the percent. You didn't do anything! I'm the finder. This is my finder's fee."
I think you knew my dad, Cliff. Now, especially with the tracking, I have to admit I've tracked my kids. Like, if I didn't see my kids for that amount of time, I would have been calling the police. Those kids, they see their parents and they're like, "Did you eat? Okay, go back and play."
Yeah, go
And
back
I feel
outside and
like
play.
the lights aren't on, the street lights aren't on. Go have fun.
And it's not that danger didn't exist, it absolutely did, but because we are on a 24-hour news cycle and we have all the social media that everything is more in your face, and so I think that's where a lot of that fear
Fear.
comes from, and you should have that healthy fear, you should, because it prevents you from doing stupid things and talking to strangers and getting in cars and all that kind of crap, but it's not that we didn't have that back then, we did, but we thought we were safe in our cocoons. Our neighborhoods were our bubble, and so
I think
I think our parents thought that as long as we were all together, that we were
that we were
we were
safe. I think just like you've mentioned, like, our little frontal lobes weren't developed and we just felt
Yeah.
invincible.
Well, yes, that I mean, that's true too, teenage especially teenagers absolutely always feel that's not gonna happen to me, they always feel invincible, but, I
Yeah.
mean, just imagine finding a treasure map, getting together your friends, convincing them to go, right? There wasn't even a lot of convincing, it was just like, "Hey, I found this treasure map, let's go." "Okay." They had to strong arm past the brother, past the one who was in charge. That was really it.
It's good for people our age, though, like, we have a unhealthy amount of confidence even in bad ideas.
Oh, yes, we do, we're confidently wrong. I
But
might be
but
incorrect, but
that
I'm fucking confident about it.
yeah, and fake it till you make it, like, we'll
Yeah.
fucking try.
Yeah, I mean, it and I think that when we watch these movies, even now when we look back on them and we look back on them fondly, you think, "Man, that would've been a good time." That would and I also like that it was done that the location was Oregon. They didn't do it in California. They didn't place it as an LA. They placed it in the PNW, and it made it it made it seem more real, more realistic. It's kinda like if you watch something, but it's not based in LA, it's not kinda that, you're like, "Oh, it could be any place in the United States, and it's not LA." Your brain kinda goes, "Well, that could happen here. We could totally do that here."
I didn't think about that, but that's totally
Yeah.
spot on.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's just me. I look at it that way, and I like I said, I really like that location. I think they did it in Astoria, Oregon, I think. Is am I sa Was it Astoria? I don't know. I can't remember now. Um, but that's where they shot it too, and I like that location. I just think I thought that was a great location. Obviously, they needed the mountains too, but it was a really good location for it. And again, when you're watching as a kid, it also gives you that sense of believability because it's not LA.
It's wholesome and it's everyday people with not extravagant thing like, it was like,
Right.
coulda been one of us. Yeah.
Right. It's everyday kids and kids who are facing their parents were facing challenges they didn't even know about. A sudden foreclosure, or not a sudden, but a foreclosure on a house where they might not even have a house. So it resonated with everybody. Wasn't shot from a perspective of a bunch of rich kids.
It was a lot like a lot of our childhoods too, like, we didn't have the helicopter parents, we were
Mm-mm.
launched out, and
Yeah.
it was like, "Go outside, figure out what you're gonna do, don't die, and if you get hurt, rub some dirt on it," and yeah,
Yeah.
it was a very just different way of things for us, I feel like.
Yeah, and it's basically figured out, and they, as a group of kids with a treasure map, figured it out, and they found a treasure. Which also led us to
Yeah.
believe we could find treasure. Holy shit.
I think too, the style of it, it was almost like a documentary, like, it did feel real. You were following them along on this
Yeah.
journey.
It was ve
So,
it was very well done, and I think the actors, the kid actors that were in it they were really good too. They were really good in their roles, and that is a huge thing, and it gives you that believability as well because they are innocent, and when I know that when they did was it the jail, I think? That they didn't let them see it before they filmed so that the reaction on film was real,
yeah,
and you get that
yeah.
from kids. You don't I don't think you get that sense of amazement and wonder from adults even if it's something that they're just seeing for the first time on film, on camera, but when it's children and they just have an idea of what it's gonna be and then they see it on film, during a take, that whole reaction is wide-eyed in wonder, and it's real.
I like how we've, like, been figuring things out about why we are the way we are. Like, we were joking about Nancy Drew, and that's why we like crime shows and stuff like that. It feels like in these movies, we still are chasing that feeling that these kids are chasing, and it's not the proverbial treasure. It's just like we want the financial stability. We want, like,
Mhm.
the next big thing to happen, and we still have that hope and wonder even at our age, you
Right.
know?
And I think
So
it's also that whole if you go to a casino and you're playing a slot machine, you're like, "I can win. I know I can win. I have a chance.
I'm gonna win the lottery.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
win it. I can totally do it." I'm wearing my Goonies shirt. I'm wearing the shirt. It's got
Speaking of,
stuff on it.
like, that confidence that all of us just have, did you used to watch Unsolved Mysteries?
I did, and
So
I
I
remember
was
being I remember
so
Robert
sure.
Stack was, like, horrifying. Like, when you this his voice, the whole
Yeah.
and the fog and everything, you're like, "Oh, this show's gonna be great. It's horrifying. I love it."
I had this abnormal feeling that I was gonna catch somebody or know that, like, the answer to something. Like, I watched it waiting for my big moment on solving something. So, never happened, but I was so sure it was gonna happen that I was gonna solve a mystery or a crime.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I
solve
used to wanna
one.
be a police officer too, though.
Yeah, I did too. I actually did too. My dad was an MP in the Air Force, and he was gonna be a cop when he got out, and then he found out how little money they made, and he was like, "Oh, I'm not risking my life for that." And this was back in the '60s. But
Uh,
I toyed with being a cop for a little bit. We actually have a family mystery in my family, which they were gonna put it on Unsolved Mysteries, and Unsolved Mysteries was they were gonna do it, and her dad said, "Nope," and they never did it. So I have no idea.
really?
Yeah, I have no idea what happened. I know that we get off topic a lot, but you brought up Unsolved Mysteries, so now I kinda feel like I have to.
Yeah.
So, when I was a teenager, my godmother went on like a I think like a trip to I wanna say it was Tahiti. For some reason, Tahiti stands out in my head, and she was not married, and per my mom's own description, were kinda naive, very sweet, but very naive as to the real world kinda thing, and she worked for J&J back in Jersey, and she went on this trip, and she went by herself, and she was never seen again.
Oh, wow.
They never returned, never found her, and, I I can't remember when, but my mom's cousin, I wanna say, was taking trips to the Coast Guard, the offices to, see where the hell she was and get to the bottom of this because she had been seen on a boat with some guy, and that was the best description, was a boat with some guy she had just met, and when she went to the Coast Guard, they had a bunch of stuff redacted in her file,
Oh,
which she thought was weird, which I think is
weird.
weird. And every single time she would go to talk to somebody, get updates, the person that she had talked to previously was no longer in that role. And I don't know anything about the Coast Guard, so I don't know how quickly they move from role to role. That could just be how it is. At some point, they reached out to Unsolved Mysteries and was like, "Hey, we got one," and we want to figure out what the hell happened to my aunt. And they were gonna shoot it, and her father would not give them permission to do it. He didn't want any part of it, which I think is weird.
That is. Dang.
Mhm.
Let
So,
let's,
she just
track her
dis
down.
yeah, she just disappeared. I've tried. I I've tried, my cousin's tried, my mom has tried. Can't I can't even find, if I put her name in Google and start going through there's nothing. I mean, there's no trace for her, so
Wow.
we don't know if this guy was just a bad dude and killed her and she's fish food, or
Or
somebody
if
had
she started a new
said
life.
somebody had said somebody that she had met while she was on this trip and who knew she was going, who had seen her get on this boat with this guy, had said that this guy was a bad, like, drugs and guns, like, he was
Oh,
a drug runner and a gun runner, but she wouldn't have known that because she was very naive. So that was the last report of what we knew, was it was the possibility that this person that she was getting on a boat with was I mean, she just disappeared off the face of the earth. No idea what happened to her.
let's go on an adventure and find her.
I don't wanna go on a boat and find her 'cause I just
I do. She'll be our
I
treasure.
I just it's weird, and again, it's why didn't her dad wanna know? That's the part that gets me, is that he didn't do it.
Maybe in the
He
core of
didn't
his
wanna do it.
soul, he feels like he knows and he thinks he can't handle it.
I don't know if it's that or maybe they did catch this guy and they put her in witness protection. I mean, I have no fucking clue. None of us know. She just disappeared off the face of the earth. Got on this guy's boat,
How
was
old was she?
never seen again. 30s, I want to say, like late 30s.
Wow.
I'm trying to think of how old she was
Wow.
when I was born, and she disappeared in 80. I want to say 85ish, 86ish. So I might be off on my dates because again, I'm just remembering from
Yeah, a long time
yeah
ago,
from a long
right.
time ago. So yeah, that would have put her in her 30s. Yeah, she would have been in her 30s.
So she was old enough she shouldn't have still been feeling invincible, though.
Well, again,
Although sh if she's
my
taking
again,
a trip on her
my
own like
mom
that,
said that she was pretty naive. My mom said she was pretty naive.
yeah.
So, we
I
all
mean,
have that one friend that's like, "Oh, I wanna go do that." You're like, "That's a really bad idea. That's unsafe." I'm like, "No, it'll be fine."
I think that's me, and the more I hear stories about my mom, I think it was my mom, like, apparently she took my aunt and my grandma to lunch and then stopped by a recruiter's office and signed up for the Navy and then was like, "Go to lunch, I have to take a test real quick," like,
Oh my
like
god.
she yeah, so, I don't know, I can relate to some of that, but,
Yeah,
yeah, man, I wanna find her. Alright, send me her name later, we'll just, like, do a quick search.
I've tried. I should get the Goonies on it. Well,
I've been watching this show with my kids and my husband, he likes it too, called The Outer
yeah,
Banks. I don't know if you've
yeah,
watched that,
I have
but
not.
to me, it's so much like The Goonies. I mean, it's obviously a series, so it's longer, and the kids have better hair, like
Yeah.
ripped abs, suntans,
Yeah, they're not like we were when we were teenagers.
No, no, they're supposed to be misfits, but they're, like, way more attractive.
Yeah,
But it's literally like Gen Z Goonies, like, I love watching it. They're
yeah.
chasing gold, they're running from danger, and they're making horrible decisions, and their parents are just off living their best life, like, doing other stuff, so
Well, that's
I
good. I
think
mean,
that
I that's good. I like that another generation has a Goonies, you know?
and they resonate with it. That gives you hope because you don't want everybody connected to devices, you want people craving that adventure and the friendships and yeah, I think it's wonderful that it's still people are seeking the same connections and the same things. It makes you believe in the future, you know?
It does, and, you know, the other part, when these kids were all getting together, they were also being really creative and figuring shit out. They were triggering traps, they were outrunning criminals. I mean, yes, one got kidnapped, but that's not the point. They found human remains. They I mean, what? Could you imagine finding human remains when you were a kid?
No,
Yeah,
no.
and then just going home for dinner and acting like "What'd you do today?" "Oh, nothing, same old thing." You know?
Found a body.
Yeah. So and going in and out of these caves and all this all of this danger, like, all of this danger. I pulled a back muscle putting a full filled bowl of water down for my dog last week.
Yeah. But young us would have been more I don't
Well,
know. I
sure.
still would try. Yeah.
Young us would've, yeah. But, I mean, yeah, now I mean, what's the first thing you said to me today? "How's your back and your knee?" I'm like, hurt my knee, just I was getting into bed, and it twisted, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool. That's a fun injury," and then hurt my back by putting the dog's water bowl down. I mean, what the fuck? I'm
It
falling
reminded me of
apart.
this meme I
This is
see.
bullshit.
You know the Bath and Body Works logo? It said, like, "Back and body hurts," but it looked like the Bath and
Yes!
Body Works.
That is how I feel, like, I'm at this point where now I'm like, I don't remember not waking up in pain.
Hey, at least you're waking up, right?
Yeah, I my back is fine during the
Yeah.
day because I move around and I stretch and I do yoga and I make sure it gets stretched out, but then I go to bed and then I get up in the morning, I'm like, "Son of a bitch."
Might need a new mattress. Um, I think that this all resonates though, because all of us think that something amazing could happen, and
Mhm.
if we all just go a little bit farther than where we're supposed to, like,
There'll
I
be
think
gold
it
there.
pushes us to yeah,
Yeah, if you just
yeah.
keep there'll be it's that feeling, you chase that treasure. There'll be gold there, there'll be some kind of treasure there, when in reality, the treasure is actually that memory of all of you hanging out and having these adventures.
You were talking about how you're, like, scared to go in caves or whatever, but it's not about being brave, it's, like, about being dumb enough to try it, like, the whole ignorance is bliss, you
Yeah,
know?
it's not about being brave, it's about being stupid.
I mean, really though, I mean, how many things did you get into? I know I did. In hindsight, I'm like, "That probably wasn't the best
Oh,
idea," you
yeah.
know?
Yeah, I mean, because you're small enough, you can do that, you can fit into this, you can do that, you can, it's how kids get their heads stuck in banisters all the time.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I've actually probably been chased by some criminals too.
That does not surprise me. The only
Imma
difference
tell a
is
quick
you didn't trigger any deadly traps.
No. Imma tell a quick Trisha story. So, Trisha, she actually called me after I sent her the podcast and told me, "Oh my god, you said I was a bad influence, and then you talk on the same podcast about drugs, and I never gave you any alcohol or drugs. I was not a bad influence."
I never
She told
gave
me
you
that.
drugs. That's
Yeah, and
hilarious.
she's gonna listen to this, and actually, I told her that she was more of a Goonies type bad influence, that she just got me up to shenanigans when I was little,
There's
and
there's
so
shenanigans to do. That's the thing. There are shenanigans
she
to
is
get
the
into, and so
shenanigator.
yeah, yeah, you have to
Yeah,
who's that person that's gonna be like, "Let's go do some shit today."
yeah, so she should have her own movie because she was wonderful, but my cat had kittens under this guy's shed, and I go to Trisha's house, and she has a 5-gallon bucket full of acorns and 2 tennis rackets, and
As
she's like,
one as
"Let's
one does.
go." Yeah, and so it's about 2 streets over, we walk up, and it's dark outside, and she shows me that you can hit the acorns with the tennis racket, and it lands on the guy's metal roof, and it sounds like a machine gun. So, we're out there just throwing handfuls of acorns and smacking them with the tennis rackets, and his whole house is like, "Boom, boom, 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 boom," like rapid fire, you know? And, he came running out with a shotgun, and we ran for our lives.
Oh my god, yeah, you guys were stupid. You guys were dumb. No, it's
It was
you
so
don't
fun.
think that somebody is gonna come out with a gun because 'cause you're young, you don't nowadays, you'd be like, "Oh, hell yeah," but back then, especially back then, you wouldn't think that you would just think that you're gonna piss somebody off,
Yeah, who
or you're
threatened to
gonna you're
kill
gonna
my
do that to
kittens.
get
Yeah,
revenge on him because he's an asshole,
right.
you don't think you're gonna do that, especially because 'cause you're a kid, you're like, "I'm a kid, they're not gonna do anything to me, I'm a kid."
But she would get me doing stuff like that, and I have 0 regrets because it was fun, and it
Yeah.
probably did scare him a little bit, so he deserved it, and we did get the
Yeah, he did.
kittens, no kittens were harmed,
Good. Good,
but,
good, good.
yeah. So, I
That's
will
so funny.
clarify on our podcast that she was not a
She's not
bad
getting drugs.
influence, she was a fun bad influence, like,
Yeah.
I think she introduced me to, like, my first Two Live Crew album. She was a little bit older than me, taught me how to do, like, makeup and hair, you know? But, yeah, and acorns and tennis rackets. So,
Yeah, that's not a
I
bad
don't
idea.
know.
That's a funfluencer? Funfluencer? Yeah, let's say that.
Funfluencer.
Funfluencer. I
Is
never
that a new
gave you
word you made up,
drugs or
or is that a real
alcohol.
word?
No, that's what I just made up.
Yeah,
I was like, "What? It probably exists in
funfluencer.
this fucking lexicon that they have nowadays, but yeah, it's a
Oh, I know. My
funfluencer."
husband said something the other day about looks maxing, and my daughter goes, "How do you know what that is?" And he was like,
I have
"That
hello,
influencer."
I have YouTube, and that idiot's been all over the news, and you're like, "Well, what the hell is this shit?"
Yeah, I agree. So, if you found a treasure map in your attic, what would you do?
Not tell mom and dad, you don't tell your parents. You gather call
What
your
if you
most
found one
trusted
now?
friends. Oh, I'd show it to Eric, and I'd be like, "So where is this? Let's go. Let's see if we can find where it is. Let's gather our friends," because now we have resources.
Yeah,
Yeah, now you got
and
resources,
health
so
insurance
yeah, so now
and good batteries.
you gather that trusty band of friends who also knows how to do shit, and you're like, "We're gonna go find some shit." If it's in a
Alright, I
not
want
if it's
in
in a
on it.
cave. If it's not in a cave, I'm in. If it's in a cave, fuck it, I'm out.
Alright, if it's in a cave, I'll go, but I get a good finder's fee.
Fair. It's fair.
like my dad. No. All right. Well,
You do all the work, I will take all the profit. That's how this works.
yeah, yeah. Cliff business. Yeah. Oh. All right. Well, I think that we've probably talked enough about Goonies, but I wanted to say thank you for coming to our podcast, Breath Control and Bad Decisions, where our stories are real. Our memories might be slightly exaggerated, but not much. I don't think any of that was
I don't think
exaggerated,
no, they're
honestly.
not really. They might be murky, but they're not exaggerated.
Yeah. And whether my decisions were bad or not, that's still under review. But
I mean, I
yeah.
definitely made bad decisions. I'm not even gonna I know in our in our in our first episode, you were like, "Well, you're a musician, so that tracks with the bad decisions thing." I'm like, "Yeah, sure does."
I mean, doesn't everybody?
Yes,
And if people tell you they don't make bad decisions or
then
mistakes,
they're
like, I don't
lying.
believe them.
They're
Yeah.
lying. Everybody has made bad
Yeah.
decisions, and especially when you're
Yeah.
younger because you don't have the you don't have the life experience yet, and that's how you get experience. That's how you learn, that's how you get your experience, and that's how you can tell other people, "Don't do that, that's stupid. That's dumb."
I
And then
probably tell my
they
kids
go,
too
"No, it's
much.
not."
Yeah, I probably tell my kids too much because 'cause I'm brutally honest about what mistakes I've made, just hoping
Yeah.
that they don't make the same ones.
I
But then
think that
I'll
I
also
think that's good though,
preface.
that you do that.
Yeah, but I'll also say, "And if you still end up doing it and messing yourself up doing it, at least you listened to me and, like, made the mistake and you've learned anyway, like, you're
Yeah.
here," you know?
Learn if you're gonna do it, learn from your mistakes as long as you're not doing something stupidly dangerous.
Alright, well, I wanna say Goonies never say die, and neither do we,
And we don't.
and,
We
nope,
might say, "Oh, my
nope,
back," but that's about it.
and your knee, no.
And my
You're gonna
knee.
feel better.
I better. This is pissing me off, I'm not gonna lie.
No, you're gonna come back from vacation a new woman.
I
Definitely do something that Goonies would do.
well, I'm going to the Outer Banks, actually, so
You need to watch the show.
I don't wanna.
Alright, I'll talk to you soon.
Alright.
Alright,
Bye,
bye.
everybody.
Bye.